Here it is, guys. Your number one overall prospect, not just in the outfield. Ross is crowning him. Crown him.
The king.
He's the king. He's with a team in the Arizona area. They go by the name of the Diamondbacks. He's 22 years old. He's 5'10", 165 pounds. He was drafted in the first round, number 16 overall in 2019, out of the Seattle, Washington area, out of high school. Mr. Corbin King Carroll, CKC. Ross, I know you want to gush, so I'm going to let you. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to let you talk about the number one overall outfielder prospect.
All right. Corbin Carroll, diminutive. He's only 5'10". Not a big guy. He was drafted in 2019. His debut was pretty solid. I wouldn't call it remarkable, but he hit 299. This is at rookie and low A levels. Hit 299 with a 409 OBP and a 487 slugging percentage. Showcased what would become his trademark, I think. Pretty solid power and pretty good speed. 18 stolen bases, only 2 home runs, but hit a lot of doubles and triples to make up for that when he was 18. 2021, he lost the season to an injury. Started in high A, and right off the bat, this guy was just crushing the ball. So as the guy that is behind the updates with Scout the Statline, I could see that this guy was potentially the number one prospect already based on what Scout the Statline was showing me in his small samples. I was like, a few more at-bats and this guy's number one. Then he got injured. He was gone the entire season, so we didn't really get to see how he validated that. But the small sample in 2021 was pretty remarkable. I'm not even going to touch on it because it was only 29 plate appearances. But 2022 came around and he validated all of that stuff through the high minors. This is a guy that doesn't even have 200 plate appearances to his name yet. In Double A, he hit 313 with a 430 OBP and a 643 slugging percentage. He was promoted to Triple A, where he hit 287 with a 408 OBP and a 535 slugging percentage as a 21-year-old. Got a cup of coffee in the major leagues. Again, coming into the season, this guy didn't even have 200 plate appearances, to his credit. But he did exactly what he showed that he could do before that. Pretty good power and a ton of speed. Hit 24 home runs and he stole 31 bases on the season. This guy is the best prospect in baseball. He's got power. He's got speed. He hits for average. He gets on base. The one potential concern is his strikeout rate, but he walks at a healthy enough margin that I don't think that that's an issue. And I don't want to get I don't want to get too big with my comparisons here, but it reminds me a little bit of Mike Trout. A little bit of Mike Trout. Shades of Mike Trout. He's going to have to thicken up like Mike Trout did to have the same kind of trajectory where he moves into being more of a power hitting middle of the order bat rather than like the leadoff guy that Mike Trout was when he first started. I don't know that that's going to happen. I think he's going to have a different kind of career, but the profile right now screams to me a little bit like Mike Trout.
Will you tell us the comp that we have on STS and then give us the rundown of projected stats and stuff like that, please?
Yep. His comp is Hanley Ramirez, who coming up, Hanley Ramirez was a extremely well regarded prospect as well. Yep. Had some really, really good early career success. He won a batting title when he was 25 years old. He was like a perennial 300 hitter early in his career.
Yeah.
I think people lose sight of this because his career didn't quite continue to trend that way. But early on, this guy was pretty remarkable. He won the Rookie of the Year, very much a power speed guy. And in his career overall, he was a 289 hitter with a 360 OBP and a 486 slugging percentage. Lots of steals, lots of home runs, 271 home runs, 281 stolen bases. At his peaks for stolen bases, he stole 51. At his peaks for home runs, he hit 33, kind of trended to being less of a stolen base guy and more of a home run guy, which you see is fairly common with these kind of guys. That's a pretty solid comp. And if you got a guy that is going to have a career like that, I think that's pretty good. You want him
for sure. So I've had a burning question as I was prepping for our talks, and in the past years of what you think of the top prospect, Corbin Carroll being ours this year.
Yeah.
Where does he rank in those years? Do you think he is in the same standard as a Vlad Jr., as a Wander Franco, Tatis? I felt that way about Tatis. I don't know if you did, but we knew these guys were going to be at least decent ball players at the very bare minimum. Or do you think he's a tier below that? Maybe like the Chris Bryants, or even further down?
It's an easy answer for the first part of that question. No, he's not at the level of Wander Franco. He's not at the level of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. The second part of the question is a little tricky. Is he at like a Chris Bryant level? That's a hard comparison to make. Yes. Yeah. I think he's probably at that tier. If I was going to give him a placement with those guys, I would say it's with like
just a tier below.
It's a little above Benintendi and a little above Seager. I wanted to say that they were probably similar, but like I don't think that they were, or I don't think that they are. I think Carroll's a little above where Seager was.
Hey, you're talking about a perennial all-star shortstop. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be really good. I want to be realistic about this. None of us can project what these guys' exact developments are going to be. We don't know if he's going to grow into some extreme power. You know, we don't know exactly what kind of player he can be, and none of these guys turn out to be exactly the way you think or project that they'll be.
No,
because everybody develops a little bit differently, but we do the best with the information that we have.
He's also in a system that I really like.
Oh, they're looking very promising. The top end of their system is really something special.
I like the Diamondbacks' future. And I like the future of Corbin Carroll.
Me too. King Carroll. All hail.
Crown him.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and of course visit our website, scoutthestatline.com for more.